right, then we should be good to go. We're recording, and we should be live on Facebook. Hello, everyone on Facebook.
Hello.
I guess we'll do the actual intro here in a second, but I'm gonna make sure.
Just so everyone else knows, we're in the process of recording our next episode of the Paper Bag Club. It's going to be episode 7. And our topic today is going to be aliens. So thanks for joining us today. My name is Richard Knox. As always, with us is Aliyes Dell. And we are super excited about this episode's topic. With 2 days until Storm Area 51, we are going to be talking about aliens. Oh, I'm so pumped.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped. Aliens are great.
Very exciting. Yeah.
Aliens. I've seen everything.
Yeah.
Except a real alien.
Yeah. Well, for all you know, right?
As far as I know, I have not. But as far as I know, what I want is I want to see a real alien.
I mean, for all you know, aliens exist in the form of like ants, like not.
And that's cool too.
Humanoid.
Yeah, we're talking about
creatures.
like it could be like microscopic organisms somewhere on a planet somewhere so far away, and that would be alien. That would be officially an alien.
Different.
But I want intelligent aliens. I want flying saucer beaming me up from the cow fields.
Yeah, how about like a
no probing, but
that was the next question.
y'all can keep that one. But I want to see aliens so bad.
Yeah.
I want to go to another planet. I want to go to another galaxy.
Mars. Another one.
Yeah, Mars would be cool, but no, a different
yeah.
planet, a planet that we don't even know the name of, where there's a society that obviously we know there's no societies on Mars. We could see Mars, we have something on Mars. We know that there's nothing there that we can see. No, I want to go to like an intelligent species home world.
Now,
I want cities.
In this city, do you think they speak English?
An alien city?
Uh-huh.
Why would they?
Because that's how we translate. Maybe they're just trying to. They have like drones and stuff that they can just translate language to your ear without even.
There's something kind of like that now. I think with Google, where you can put it in your ear and it'll translate different languages to whatever language you want to. Mm-hmm. But I mean, they would have to be on a whole nother level to have English,
which
right?
They probably are. Right?
Here's my point: is if they're not making contact with us now, and only a portion of the world knows English, right? I mean, whatever portion that is, not everyone in the world knows English to be like, hey, we don't really communicate with them to know this language. Why would they take that language back to speak to each other in that language?
Yeah, I guess so. And I think the most common language, if it isn't already
in the
English.
World. In the world, definitely
India
English.
Has 11 billion people.
11 billion?
Not 11 billion. A lot.
I mean, it might be 11 billion. I don't know.
There's 7 billion people on Earth.
7 billion? I thought it was 7 trillion.
No, I think it's billion. So that
billion's a lot. So,
it is a lot. I mean, no matter what context.
It's like there's 7 billion people in the world and 11 billion Indians. Who are the real aliens?
Right. Everyone else. So, I mean, favorite alien movies?
I like The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I haven't seen that one, but I heard a lot of good things about it.
Well, like most movies, it was a book first. I'm not going to go super into detail if you haven't seen it, but it's really good. It's the namesake, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yeah. He's literally hitchhiking through the galaxy. But other than that, I think most alien movies are scary, or like horror films. Yeah. I'm scared of them. There's alien predators. Most of the time it's
you've seen Interstellar?
Interstellar, I haven't.
Maybe we're going to watch it after this ends because it's so good.
Maybe.
It's...
Signs. It's like a suspenseful,
I think that was the very first like alien movie I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. And I was scared. I was like, I do not want to go to that farm. Today.
Movie-wise, I don't think there's a lot of movies featuring aliens that aren't horror. I mean, there's a lot of sci-fi movies that feature aliens, so maybe I'm just dumb. There's a ton of things. Star Trek,
like mainstream media.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars is great. I would love to live in a society that's like Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Where just there's like this intermingling of like all sorts of breeds. Although like and obviously I've never seen anything that was intelligent other than like a human and maybe a chimpanzee. Dolphin, but nothing on our level of intelligence. So I think if I were to see a humanoid type beings that were smart that look like a walrus, I might freak out. So maybe that's not what I want, to like instantly wake up and I go into a bar and then there's all these different types of aliens. I might shit myself. I'd be so scared.
Easily. So I'm having a little bit of trouble with my live on my phone at least. Oh, never mind. There it is. Okay, got it. Should we address comments as they come in live or say that?
Yeah, sure. We can talk into our cameras too. We're actually live streaming this as we're going as well, which is really cool. So it's going to be the first time.
Richard has a camera. And then we were going to do a GoPro also.
And we have a webcam over there.
Yeah, we're live streaming on Facebook. For those of you asking, the quality is so bad because I'm using my Logitech webcam and I just haven't optimized the quality for it. I just turn on Facebook Live and hit record.
Yeah, geez, guys. Like,
yeah, come on.
It's our first time doing it.
Right.
You're really judging us right now.
I got a couple people asking, where's Brandioni Pepperoni?
Mr. Pepperoni is unfortunately at work. We really wanted him to be a part of it. I was super excited about this episode too. We were going to talk a little bit about Storm Area 51 originally and then go into a new topic which we want to address, and that's going to be our next episode, so check out. But
stay tuned. It
just
didn't work out.
Yeah, with schedules. It being the eve of the Storm Area 51, in my head there was no other option but to talk about aliens.
Yeah, and
to stay relevant.
Yeah. I mean, you got to, especially because for those of you who watch constantly, our episode comes out on Fridays, and it just lined up perfectly with this one. I think October or Halloween is Fridays, Maybe it's a Thursday or something like that.
No,
so
I don't think
line up with that.
Friday.
But we're trying to keep our regular upload schedule, going with current events, like we said. So today's
aliens
on September 20th. Now, for those of you watching live, it's Wednesday, but by the time you see this on YouTube, it'll be Friday.
Yeah,
so.
And then people will be looking online.
Yeah, and
Area 51.
Exactly. And for those of you who
check out the Paper Bag Club.
For those of you who are listening or watching on YouTube on the day of a release, we are live streaming this on Facebook at the time of recording, so maybe tune into our Facebooks to be a part of the conversation.
Definitely, we'd love to have you. Love to answer some questions as you have them too. I think it'd be a little more fun for us as well.
Definitely, it's kind of like having guests, right? Everyone watching now is a guest.
Whoop whoop! All y'all are the first guest on the Paper Bag Club. But back to the topic of
aliens.
Aliens,
I got another one for you.
Okay.
We mentioned the raid on Area 51. Someone says, do you mean the massacre of Area 51? Because it is a military base.
Well,
if you run at it, you will get shot.
Well, I don't think it'll be the massacre of Area 51 because I don't think people will get into Area 51. It'll be like the massacre outside of Area 51 that'll happen. And a part of me hopes it's successful only because I want there to be aliens. But I think the saddest thing will be if it is successful and they raid Area 51 and realize that there is no aliens.
You ever play Halo 3?
I have played Halo 3.
I forget the mission, but there's a mission where if you go a certain pathway and it's super dark and you jump across the valley and then you get to this one spot and there's this a standstill poster guy of some dude in his underwear.
Yes.
It's just gonna be like a prank, just a total troll.
Yeah.
The government is trolling us and they're just gonna get you good.
Yeah, that would be really upsetting. I wish that if aliens were real, the government would just come out and say, hey, this is real. I know there's a lot of people like, oh, well, it would upset the balance of humanity. What about religion? And I think that religion's already too complicated to be like aliens is what's going to turn over, the
so this is the proof.
Religious hierarchy of society. It's like, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, we got all these presidential candidates saying that if they become president, they will release the truth about Area 51 unless it is so out crazy.
Yeah.
That we just can't process it right
aliens
now.
Are already on Earth.
Right?
We
it's
are
Captain
the aliens.
Marvel, the Kree invasion. We're living that.
Yeah, that would be interesting as well. But again, I want aliens to be real. I want them to come out and say, I think CNN just posted either today or yesterday about how the government just released footage saying, hey, this footage that we have are of genuine UFOs, meaning unidentified flying objects, not necessarily meaning aliens.
Alien craft,
It's unknown.
Total misconception.
Yeah, because a lot of people hear UFO aliens instead of just UFO. We don't know what that is. Yeah. It could have been a meteor. I don't even know.
Could have been.
Yeah, it could have been something.
Radioactive birds.
Radioactive birds that the aliens made radioactive.
Yeah,
it's a decoy. But. Again, I'm super pumped about aliens all the time. I've seen all of the histories, history channels, alien files, episodes, ancient aliens.
Yeah, actually, Cameron just asked that. I said thoughts on ancient aliens.
Oh, I love it.
Here, just look at the camera at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Aliens.
Yeah.
I mean that
Ancient Aliens is
a
wonderful show, and I think with anything on the History Channel, there's obviously. Some sort of
entertainment value.
Yeah, aspect. They have to get people hooked to say,
you want to hear about history,
but
no, let's talk about aliens though.
But when you think about it, there's all these things that just don't make sense. The pyramids, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, we discussed this one on a time travel episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah, aliens, like you said.
Yeah, well, they talk a lot about in Ancient Aliens, the Bible as well, where angels are aliens. Look, if you and that's the thing that contradicts me. It's like you can't say you believe in the Bible and then say, or you don't believe in the Bible and then say, hey, those stories in the Bible, those were aliens, and now I believe that. You know, it's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
It's like pick a lane, maybe.
When they put it that way, I'm like, shit. Were the angels aliens? Was Jesus an alien?
Right.
Oh, they could have been aliens.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know, and in that sense of they're not from this like plane of existence, they're aliens.
Yeah. Back to Interstellar real quick. So that's not technically aliens, but I mean it's kind of in the world of, at least for me, I associate aliens with the space-time continuum and space travel, time travel, like
definitely.
we discussed kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So Interstellar was really interesting, where not on the aspect of like showing off aliens, but you know they went to different worlds where time and gravity work differently.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I like to reference Guardians of the Galaxy, just how they travel through time. So often,
what they have, what are they called?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I don't even remember. They have like the portals or whatever that says 5 clicks to the jump or whatever, jump something. But
yeah. So can you imagine like
wormholes?
Yeah. So can you imagine the year 3000? Right. You can just pick up on your UFO and just fly to the nebula region.
That's what I want.
Right.
I think in a previous episode we talked about how so bad I wish I was born like 1,000 years from now, just so I can experience space travel.
Yeah. Like
real space travel.
Yeah.
Not I can go to Mars. No, I want to get out of the solar system.
I'll go to the next one. All right. Someone else says thoughts on crystal skulls.
Oh, I have a fake crystal skull in my game room.
Yeah.
Those are so cool. I had a book growing up all about the crystal skulls. They have like magical healing properties and stuff, and they don't make sense because when they like when they date these crystal skulls, they're like made from a time where they did not have the technology to like make these things out of one solid crystal. You know, there's just no way. And same with the pyramids. How the heck did they make these? And then some people were like, they're real skulls from aliens. I don't know. No way. Yeah. That thing's heavy. I've never held a human skull, so I don't know what a human skull feels like. But you're telling me an alien was carrying that thing around in their noggin? All you need is a hammer. This is smash. But crystal skulls are super cool. Super cool. I said I have a fake one in my game room that lights up. Well, it lights up only because I put a light under it, like one of those strips. But crystal skulls are super cool.
Yeah. Shout out High Chews. These things are bomb.
Yeah, which one's that? Watermelon?
The sweet and sour watermelon. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
But crystal skulls, super cool. I wish I could see one in real life, like a real one that they found. Yeah.
What also is interesting to me with aliens is how Hollywood perceives them.
Yeah,
like just like super tall, skinny, like what
they call the gray ones. Yeah, you know, talking about big heads, big eyes. Yeah. They're always naked
and they're flying and shit.
Yeah. I mean, they talk to you through their telepathy.
All I'm saying is that had to come from somewhere, right? Someone got teleported, probed, sent back down. He said, "We're gonna slowly, very slowly, over the course of pop culture and movies." Tell people about aliens.
Yeah,
well, I think it looks like this.
I think they bring it up in Ancient Aliens too, where they're like, most of these stories that get passed on like through generation for like hundreds and thousands of years, they all stem from some sort of truth most of the time. Yeah. Like something happened to someone somewhere where they're like, look, guys, this is in a time where they didn't have a lot of ways to explain something, right? Yeah. Where they're like, look, guys, this happened to me. I don't know how to explain it because they haven't, especially like now where we have movies, we have all these books and stuff where people's imaginations can run wild. Back then, they're like, I don't know how to process this. This is what I saw. Yeah. And then they're saying to other people, this is what I saw. And the people are like, oh my God, this is crazy. And they said they touch on that with Ancient Aliens, where now they think that they're angels and some people think they're aliens because they didn't know how to explain it.
Here, Cameron says, but people who believe in the Bible and are religious still agree with the ancient astronaut theory. They basically say that the people who wrote these transcripts back in the day just used, it's a long message, the knowledge, sorry, one second. The knowledge, I lost my place. The knowledge they had explained and that they were saying. For example, seeing someone flying down, I can't read my glasses, sorry. Where was I? Seeing someone flying down from the heavens in a machine. In our time, we would see that as a UFO, but back in the day, they would say angels.
Flying chariots from the gods. Yep. Yeah, you know.
I mean, culture and spoken word changes throughout time.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I mean, even like the cavemen, right? They used chalk or blood or whatever, to
chalk or blood. Those were the only two options back then. Pencil, pen, no, chalk or blood. Choose wisely.
Said, yo, you got some blood I can borrow? I'm out of chalk. So yeah, I mean, they have their stories to tell, so they take chalk or blood and they throw it on a wall, then show you an art, and that's like their representation, their way of communicating it. But if you weren't there to experience it, and you're from our time era, and you go to these caves, and you might misinterpret it as something other than what it was.
And those exist. I've seen them before, not with my own eyes, pictures, videos of it, where even in like Native American culture, where they have these like cave drawings, and you see things that can resemble aliens and astronauts. And same with I think it was maybe in like the Amazon, somewhere in South America, they had these little gold figurines that look like they could resemble planes and spaceships, but they're made from hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So like, how? And I'm like, maybe they just had an imagination. Said, hey, I'm going to make a bird, but I'm going to make that bird look crazy.
Yeah, right.
But it's hard to try to interpret it when you're not there when it was thing, so
one of those things you'll never know.
You have to take it at face value.
Yeah. We won't know until the year 2783 when, we time travel exists only to the past.
Yeah, or aliens finally come out.
Here's my theory with time travel again real quick, is that it will exist, but only as a way to view the past, right? So you get consciously teleported back in time as a fly, right?
Okay.
Fly on the wall. All you can do is observe.
And that get smashed.
Yeah, and that's like how you like game over, respawn. That way you can observe.
Don't worry, I got backup flies.
Yeah, right. So yeah, that's how time travel will work in the near future. Near meaning 700 years.
Okay, I was like near.
Said I'm working on it.
So they've been hoping for flying cars for the past like 100 years. So we'll see how that works out. But I said something aliens I've always been super interested in since I was a little kid. When I was really little, one of my like dream jobs when you ask a kid what they want to be, like firefighter or police officer, astronaut. Mine was an archaeologist.
Really?
Right? But like Egyptian archaeologist.
Okay.
And that's when I started paying attention to all this stuff. And I think one of the biggest things about Egyptian archaeology, especially now, is a lot of people do attribute aliens to it. Or the Jews. I grew up Catholic, so one story we always heard growing up was like the Jews built the pyramids.
Yeah.
But then as time goes on, you're seeing all these like hieroglyphics, and again, people are like, we don't know how these things were made. Aliens. So that's what got me into my whole alien thing, where I'm just like, aliens are so cool.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, they need something to believe in, whether that's religion, aliens. Science, nothing. You want an answer. Like, how do the pyramids get made? You don't want to leave that to your imagination. Just say aliens did it, Jews did it, slaves did it, angels did it, whatever. You need a concise answer, like a reason for everything.
Yeah, I feel like I'm that type of person.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm
like, why?
Selective.
Why?
Right. Maybe like selective with certain things. Like pyramids, it's cool, and I guess I never really thought about it, but yeah, it'd be cool to know exactly how it happened.
Yeah,
and it was the current most realistic theory. They just use like wood and scaffolded it up, and people just died while making and stuff.
Yeah, I think one thing I read was that they used water on the sand and it like hydroplaned over it. And I mean, it still took a great amount of force, but what I want to believe wholeheartedly, what I want to believe and what I hope it is, I hope it's aliens. I hope aliens came down when they said, man, you guys are kind of slacking, here, we're going to build you a couple things and y'all can see how it's done, and then y'all can go from there, right? Yeah. And then we didn't go from there. It took us a long time.
Years, they messed up again.
We said, man, how do you say to do this? No, we're just going to figure out our own way.
Right.
2,000 years later,
like
or more than 2,000 years.
It's like what are the characters in Guardians? The Watchers.
Oh yeah, the Watchers.
So maybe we just have aliens as Watchers, and they're just like, you're fucking up. Let's help them out real quick. All right, we get another comment. Lauren says, I've read books that claim aliens are integrated into our society and don't necessarily have divine powers, but are just extraordinary intelligent.
Like Albert Einstein?
Yeah, like
who do we say who's extraordinary? Stephen Hawking? Intelligence-wise.
Intellectually.
Yeah.
Intellectually.
Not you. You're not part alien.
That's going to be the new insult.
Me either. I'm not part alien either.
That's going to be the new insult. Just walk up and say, you're not an alien.
Yeah.
It's like...
Oh, you're not an alien? Ooh,
yeah,
sorry.
It's like a joke. It's like,
you can't sit here. You can't sit with us. You're not part alien. No, and I've seen that too a lot with aliens integrating with humans, but also, there's the idea that they're like lizard people that live underground, and they've also integrated, and that not only are they not aliens because they're from Earth, also, which is a weird, crazy concept, in that we are aliens from Mars. See, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. And then it's like Mars was like going down catastrophically, and we said, you know what, we need to go to that other planet. We heard it's got water.
Yeah, right.
Let's start there, and we kicked the alien or the lizard people out. Mm-hmm. So now y'all can live deep.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of great intellectual minds in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can think of maybe a handful. Maybe it's just I'm not in that community, so I don't know who's winning, who just won a Nobel Peace Prize. Right? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, the thing about Nobel Peace Prizes, too, is I think they have, like, different categories.
Yeah, like humanitarian.
Or I think you can get it for, like, writing as well, and art. So
which doesn't mean you're not smart, but
yeah,
different type of intelligence.
Yeah, true. So I don't know anything academically.
Nikola Tesla, Einstein, Elon Musk. Cameron said Elon Musk is for fact an alien or a time traveler.
Yeah, he did grow that hair back somehow.
Pretty quick.
Yeah, so he said, "Oh, it's time to reshape myself and like just change, just like Mystique from X-Men."
Yeah, you ever see the court trials, whatever, of Mark Zuckerberg?
Yes.
He's like.
Blink,
yes, blink,
I saw a video of Mark Zuckerberg, and he was doing like a live video on Facebook or something, and he has like this girl in his backyard, and he's smoking meat, and he could not stop saying that in the video. So someone took all the clips of him saying anything that related to him smoking the meat behind him, and it was still like a couple minutes long. He was just like, "Yeah, we're just over here smoking some meat, smoking meat over here. There's nothing better than having some meat that's been smoked for a while."
That's funny because I never knew that, but you remember Froggy Fresh Krispy Kreme?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's kind of since retired that personality, but he's going under his full name now, Tyler Cassidy, and he has a song called "Smoking Those Meats." And
Smoking those meats,
right? And I said that's really fun. That might not be the title of it, but it regards that. So he's like in the backyard smoking them meats. It's a good song. It's very catchy and entertaining. But I was like, I have no idea what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah,
so
well, now you do.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah, but you should check out that video. It's not only hilarious but creepy, because again, you're like, man, is he a human?
Yeah,
he doesn't know how to interact, or it's just, I don't know, it's strange.
Yeah,
but I would like the idea of that aliens are around.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of aliens, just south of the border.
Ha.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know what the actual defined term alien is, but I would imagine it's something like foreign to what you're used to.
Yeah,
right?
The other term, maybe the more politically correct term would be extraterrestrial.
We're gonna have a podcast.
Native to not here.
The space.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Spacewalkers.
Yeah.
No. No, but I enjoy the idea of aliens so much. I eventually want to get a tattoo of something alien. Obviously it's not going to be real alien because we don't know real alien stuff, but something.
Just get some random symbols and then be like, "Yo, what's that mean?" Be like, and that's how aliens speak.
So you wouldn't know it. It's Martian. Yeah, sorry.
That's from my hometown.
I can translate it, but I don't think your brain could comprehend what it means.
I'd give you a seizure just by explaining it.
It's like how the French have like 12 terms for like love. Aliens have 12 terms for everything. Mm-hmm. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah, aliens is really cool. I'm really anxious to see how the Storm Area 51 is gonna turn out, and I do believe it won't turn out good for the civilians.
Yeah, no.
Especially if they're coming unarmed. Also, don't storm a government building armed. Let me say that now. Don't do that.
Tip. I mean, if you're Naruto running against it, I think you are the weapon.
Maybe. I haven't seen much of Naruto, so I don't know what the running does other than moving for you? Is there a power at the end? Like you're running so fast you bulldoze over anything?
Right, no, not unless you're using Rasengan. Other than that,
Yeah. So, you will get murdered.
Mm-hmm.
You will die. They have weapons, real weapons.
But maybe they'll at least honor your name in like Area 51, like walk of
memorial
fame.
Service or walk of fame. Each person who died storming gets their own little alien
little
star,
footprints or whatever. Yeah,
that would be wild.
So I'm going down in history.
I'm not crazy enough to do anything like that.
No.
I'm a spectator,
So I'm gonna rent a hotel. I'm gonna go down there and get some binoculars going.
No, I saw this one post. And this guy's like, "Hey, yeah, this is gonna be the best thing ever. I'm gonna rent a hot dog stand.
Oh yeah,
bring it out there so people get hungry. He's just over there making cheap food,
smoking the meats,
for cheap,
right?
Or it's gonna be like a big dollar bill.
But back when Pokemon Go got big, I know people rented trucks and got power generators and just charge people to charge their phone, which is a super smart idea.
Man, so you trying to go there in 2 days?
Right.
I'm an entrepreneur now.
Right.
You get your smoked meats and phone juice.
Yeah. So that's the plan. All right, let's see what else we got. Thoughts on terraforming Mars? Do you think aliens would come if they felt the atmos and the cosmos change drastically if they nuked the polar caps on Mars?
Okay. Here's my thing about terraforming Mars.
Dr. Manhattan.
I'm not sure. Was the question about Mars got terraformed and that's why it's like it is now, or us terraforming it to make it livable?
I think the second one.
So if we can terraform Mars to make Mars livable, we can change the Earth that we have now to make it more livable.
Yeah, right.
And I think that should be the focus. If we're focusing on terraforming a whole entire planet to make it livable, we can do better to clean up our own planet. Now, it would be super freaking cool if we could do that.
Yeah.
Taking a nice little vacation to Mars because we made it habitable. But then again, I'm not a scientist theoretically. But I don't know how long it would take to do that.
Yeah.
How long would it take for an atmosphere to form?
How long did it take for Earth to become inhabitable?
Yeah.
Right?
So even if we figured out how to do it, would we even have time in our lifetime to even see it done?
Not ours.
Yeah,
probably not even human race.
Yeah. It's oh yeah, we haven't started, but it's like when you were trying to download something on dial-up when you were a kid, and it says 99,000 years left until it's done, and you're just sitting there oh, I'm hoping that one big break happens where it jumps down to another 1,000 years or something.
Yeah. So, quick question then. Would you, I think I know the answer, but just for the heck of it, would you rather want to live on a different planet or in a spaceship?
In a spaceship.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather live on a spaceship because if it was a good enough spaceship, obviously I wouldn't want to be like a Winnebago.
Yeah, no.
Going through space, but
top of the class, Thanos spaceship type deal. If you can take everyone on Earth, plop them up in space, and consistently live there.
If I had to choose a planet to settle down on, it would definitely be Earth because this is home. But I think if I were to leave Earth, settling down on another planet would be counterproductive to what I wanted, and that would be to travel space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, you know the artist Logic, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you listen to most of his albums?
I do not.
Okay. Well, he has a couple of pieces where it's actually, one second.
So the aliens.
For those of you who just tuned back in, I just tripped
hard.
All right. So yeah, Logic has his concept albums of sorts, right? And he has this one theory where it's at some point we will use all the resources on Earth and we'll have to go to space.
Correct.
Right. And then in their time in space, they're actively searching for a new inhabitable planet.
Okay.
And then when they get there, then it's they can walk, but they have the suits on with the oxygen and whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're just looking for different places to live. I think there's a bunch of those types of theories or shows and movies where you leave Earth, go to space, go to another planet, rebirth on the planet or whatever.
Rebirth, repopulate?
Yeah, I guess.
Or you get rebirth and your life starts over.
No, repopulate.
Oh,
just kind of take over another planet.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's scary too. I wouldn't want to do that. I just want to travel. I'd want to meet things. I'd want to not say be a space pirate because I feel like I have morals, but and not be like a space gypsy either. You know, where I'm just like traveling around aimlessly with nothing to my name. Like I want to. I don't know. Maybe just be like a. Have you seen Futurama? Yes. You know, they're like cargo people, you know? Yeah. That would be awesome. That would be like a dream job for me, is being like a freight train driver for space.
Like an Uber driver for space.
Oh, maybe not that. It's like, yeah, I got to pick someone up in Sector 938. It's going to take me 83 years to get there, but we got this.
All right, a couple things from Facebook Live. All right, Cameron said, I hope it turns out wholesome and like a whole bunch of people are just grilling and making food and chilling outside Area 51.
I hope so as well. That would be really cool.
Adam.
And then I hope they just come out and say, okay, you guys are so wholesome. Aliens are real. Bring them out and they're in chains or whatever. You can have them.
Right. And
then they eat their first hamburger.
And then they just like transform like the Kree do in Marvel, Captain Marvel. And then we'll have September 21st be National
Aliens Eating Burgers Day.
Aliens Eating Burgers Day. Smoking the meats. Someone says, reminds me of the show The 100. Have you seen that?
I have.
I have not. Does that like it?
Pretty good. Yeah, I think you'd like The 100.
They live in space because Earth was destroyed. Okay, I got you.
Pretty simple. Concept.
Which at our rate, it's going to be any time now. Right.
All right.
We're done for. Yes, it was a concept album. Elias, how can we sponsor or support the channel? Well, there's multiple ways to do that. Thanks for asking. We actually have a Patreon that I don't have linked on Facebook Live right now, but I will have it in the YouTube version of this that comes out Friday, but I can probably post it in the chat before.
Or if you go and check out our channel now at the Paper Bag Club, it is linked in any of our videos.
Yeah, so I mean, we got the Patreon that's, kind of going. I don't think we have any Patreons yet, but it's still very new. We're still new. This is just like a hobby for fun, but any support, like financially, that's where you would go. Other than, like, non-financially, just literally
sharing, liking, subscribing, comment,
all of that. Yeah, we appreciate that, and especially the feedback, the comments.
Oh yeah,
giving us content.
I only want to do this from now on.
This is really good. Yeah,
yeah, I like this.
Let's see what else we got real quick. Okay, Lauren. Cameron said they have a Patreon. I'll link you and YouTube. You said Atmos, not Adams, for my other comment.
I'm confused.
No, I read his question wrong. It was thoughts on terraforming Mars. Do you think aliens would come if they felt Atmos? It said, do you think aliens would come if they feel atoms in the cosmos change?
Oh, okay. Right. That makes a little more sense. I was like, okay, that's why I had to ask.
Yeah. I was like, I have no idea.
Look, like I said, I'm also not part alien. I was at work the other day and someone had something on their phone and it read a word and I completely read it as two different words and it was noticed. Right? And I read not iced. And I was like, not iced? What does that mean? Right. You don't got the bling on? No, I'm not iced today.
Yo, shout out Logic. I'm icy. One of his lyrics.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it the way he does.
But I've seen like all of Ancient Aliens many, many times. I like when I'm bored, just put it on just because I love it. Mm-hmm. I love it. Have you seen Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind with Mila Jovovich?
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So good. And they make you. When I watched that movie, I thought it really happened.
Yeah.
I was like, "Is this real?" I had to research. I was like, "This lady had these accounts." It all ended up being fake Hollywood stuff. But I was like, "That's how they made you feel," because Mila Jovovich was playing a character, right, reenacting what really happened, and they had stuff that showed the real person, and then it showed Mila Jovovich reenacting that in the same movie, really? Right. So I'm like, oh my God, is this like a documentary they're putting out in theaters about this lady's, interactions with aliens? Yeah. Again, it's all movie magic. But when I got out of the theater, it made me question everything.
Yeah, I've not heard of it, let alone watch it, so I'll put that on my list.
It's good.
Yeah. Said another thing I wanted to say is, back to like the old, like ancient, civilizations, whatever. Also, they were out in the sun a lot, so maybe they just hallucinated. They saw some shit.
A mirage, but aliens.
Yeah.
They didn't see water in the desert. They saw aliens in the pyramids.
Yeah, so it's just hallucinogens and just dehydration.
All that weird beer they were making in pots that just sat outside all day.
Right, it's just dehydration.
Yeah. But again, that doesn't explain how all this stuff was done. And, one thing I was trying to get into for a little bit was there's like different types of aliens, like on like record that people are like refer to them as like the gray ones, right? And there's like smaller ones and they all have their own names. And it's crazy. I'm
really?
like, how did y'all catalog this to say this is what most people see and what most people do?
I remember what movie I was going to say. Have you seen, as I say, I remember, I forget the name of it. I forget the name of it, but Jeremy Renner was in it, and
I haven't seen a lot of his films.
What is her name? She's the redhead. She kind of looks like Pam from The Office, but she's not.
Oh,
but she's also.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
She's
in Superman. Lois Lane. Yeah.
Yes, her.
Oh man,
what is the name of that movie?
I don't remember. I know Jamie has seen it, but I have not seen it. But I know what movie you're talking about.
I think it was like The Others or something, or I can't remember.
I'm not sure. What about it?
Yeah, so that movie, you've not seen it.
I have not seen it.
That's another good alien one. So basically, The Arrival.
That's what The Arrival.
So
does that one have Keanu Reeves in it?
Not that I remember.
No. Okay.
Yeah. So the main character, Lois Lane girl, she is a world-renowned linguist, which is someone who speaks like every language.
Yeah. I know what a linguist is. I might not be part alien, but I'm not dumb.
I was gonna say linguinist.
A linguini, yes.
So I believe I could be wrong, but I think there's like 27 spoken languages that exist. It might be a little more, but I think that's like it for like Earth at least. And she's like proficient in every language. So basically a UFO of sorts in the alien sense came down to Earth. There was like 3 of them or something, and the one that was closest to her, they didn't know how to communicate with the aliens. So who do you go to try to communicate with someone you can't communicate with? A linguist.
A linguini.
Yeah, there you go. So they went and got her and basically brought her up to the ship, and it was really interesting how they showed the communication, like line of succession, whatever. It was basically she had to go back to the beginning, teach the aliens our language for them to understand, and then we had to she just had to like guess. So she would be like starting off with like nouns and pronouns, like super basic, and then like she would be like noun, and they like tap the glass or whatever. It was super good movie.
There's an alien movie that Keanu Reeves is the alien though, right?
If there is, I don't know if I've seen it. You think it's like a little older or a little newer?
I mean, it's not newer like John Wick.
No.
But man, all this is sounding familiar, and I saw a movie with him as an alien in it. But either way, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was a really good alien movie. I mean, there's even a little bit of like, without like spoiling it, just like time travel.
Oh yeah.
In it a little bit, but yeah. I mean, that also kind of goes into, well, there's a spoiler in it that I don't want to say, but to ruin it, but it'd be a really good point for the podcast. So, I'll hold off. All right.
Yeah. Aliens are just great in general, and I say that now. Watch when we finally do come out. It's like,
scary as shit.
Yeah, right. They're like Predator. They have the 4 lips open up, and they look. Yeah.
Kill everybody.
I was like, okay, maybe this isn't cool. When Mars attacks, that's an alien movie, and they'll have like their brains are like out and stuff, just like in a bulb, and they have laser guns disintegrating everybody.
Tom Cruise? When the world ends or tomorrow.
Oh yes, I saw that one in theaters when it came out.
When worlds collide or some shit like that.
Man,
you know what I'm talking about, though. Right?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm
sure
not
if
an
I
alien.
Saw it. Yeah,
I got no brain power right now.
Alien.
No,
that's one way to test. If you're dumb, you're just
like, do you know anything? Oh, you don't? No,
okay.
He's a sapien.
He's clear. Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of good movies. Like, I think in terms of alien movies, if you can classify it as an alien movie, my favorite ones are the more like realistic ones, right? Like these things could happen, or at least I think they could, because you never know. You don't know until you know. But Cloverfield.
That
was the name of
Cloverfield. I've seen Cloverfild. Yeah. The first one. Then there was
the Paradox, and then
Paradox,
the one where the girl was. Yeah,
and the basement.
I just watched the first one.
Yeah, No, yeah, I just watched the first one too. I was like, okay, this was cool. I feel like with those movies, it's like one and done is the best approach. Leave it open. Leave people like, man, this is wonderful. I mean, obviously, it's to make money. That's what the goal
entertainment.
is. Yeah, people are like, I wouldn't invest in this if I didn't think I was going to make money.
Yeah.
And I think that's what ruins franchises most of the time. But
the creatives.
Yeah, but the first one was great, and those types of movies always make me a little sick. Because it was the camera angle the whole time. And I'm like, ooh.
I think it was the first time I've ever seen a movie that was on basically like a phone type quality or whatever.
Really? Have you never seen Blair Witch Project?
No.
How about there's another scary one. Me and Casey were just talking about it today when I was at work. It's a scary movie. and it's about like the paranormal activity. There we go.
Okay. No, I have seen. Yeah. I just didn't process that one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. No, I've seen that.
Yeah. Those always like those. I love.
But the question is, which one came out first?
Blair Witch Project.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh.
But between Paradox or Cloverfield,
Paranormal Activity.
I think 2008 maybe.
Yeah, it was when I was in high school.
Yeah, someone actually mentioned that as kind of alien-ish, but also they got into more of the demonic essence and like the fourth one. Oh yeah,
that's gonna be another episode now.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, Supernatural. Ooh, oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't mess with the Supernatural now. I will mess with aliens all day long. Supernatural.
Yeah, we'll get into it, but I have a story about a Ouija board for that one.
Oh, I have a couple as well.
All right, so that'll be future episodes. So stay tuned. Real quick, back on the comments. Let's see. Talking about time travel earlier, what do you think about Matt growing? Not what's that? I don't know. Jaden's comment.
Jaden, I don't see it. Oh, Jaden. Okay,
you got it.
Matt. That's still one of the writers for The Simpsons.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm thinking? I think we should maybe cut this episode and just do live for the rest of the time,
or maybe record a separate episode and then.
Oh, true. 2 parts. Boom. Okay. So The Simpsons predicting the future. Boy, I've watched this a lot.
Yeah.
It is creepy.
Yeah.
How they can predict this. They're not saying, hey, this is going to happen.
They just say,
it's just what happens in the show. And then it happens in real life. They predicted 9/11.
Trump.
Right? Trump, like with his thumb up and waving and the sign falling. It is creepy.
Right.
He has to be from the future. And guess what else he wrote? Futurama.
Yeah, he's an
Futurama.
alien. He's just toying with us.
Right. He said, hey, I'm going to show you how well I can do with like nowadays. And I'm going to tell you what's going to be like in the future too. With the cargo ships going through planets and everything.
Yeah,
that is awesome. I think it's super cool that all this happened. And we talked about the Mandela effect that goes in the same too, where they mentioned the Bernstein Bears in it too. And then that came a big thing about the Nelson Mandela effect.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't have any references to specifically reference, but I think Family Guy did the same thing also. At least a couple times. Yeah. Which those, I think Simpsons definitely a stronger point to it. But
I want to have a list right now of all the things that have come to fruition from it, because it is crazy how like the list of things that they predicted.
Oh, we got 7
in the show.
A lot of comments. Let me read these real quick. All right. The pyramids are precisely placed though. How did the Egyptians have that knowledge?
They are
exactly
so
where and how to put these
precisely placed. Like I'm pretty sure they line up with Orion's belt. Which is crazy. Like at one point they'll be like right under, and I think the diameter around the pyramids is like when you like measure it out is like the same as like the speed of light or something.
Yeah, I saw a movie. I want to say it was actually National Treasure or something like that.
I'm gonna do this again because it's the only thing that's going to make sense. Aliens. It's the only thing that makes sense. Aliens.
All right. The Lore and Legacies is a book series about aliens surviving in our world and trying to keep themselves alive and keep a hostile race from killing Earth. And it's a cool situation to imagine if you're into aliens. Okay,
well, I think that is very foreseeable. I think humans have an issue with other humans right now. So imagine someone not even from the Earth.
Yeah, so
on Earth,
right? Like a DC Comics, right? Yeah. You have the Monitor and the Anti-Monitor. Mm-hmm. So one protects, one is like, hey, I'm gonna test you. You guys are messing up. I'm trying to protect you from a stronger force. All right. Don't watch the crappy movies. Well, it's hard to tell until you watch, right?
Oh, what movies are they referencing?
I think that was towards Cloverfield area, the worser ones. Cameron says Cloverfield was fantastic. War of the Worlds. Tom Cruise.
The Worlds
That's
with
the
Tom
one.
Cruise. That's exactly what it was. And I think that was a remake from like when movie like long time ago. Long time ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like that one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I don't watch a ton of Tom Cruise movies nowadays. I do want to see Maverick, but War of the Worlds was really good.
Yeah, and that's also another thing scary is like if it is a remake, they thought about this stuff even further back. Like earlier.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. So it's not like a new
black
concept.
and white films. Like that was the scary thing. Killer giant ants.
Yeah. It's like we've seen this.
The Blob.
Let's just make a movie. Mm-hmm. All right. Jeff said, "What's up?"
What's up, Jeff? You got any questions about aliens?
Where's my care package?
We'll be more than happy to talk.
Sorry. Nothing but supporting. Heart, same here. You guys want to... He said, Cameron, you want to come to work tomorrow for queso day? Shout out Mo. Tomorrow's free queso day.
Tomorrow's free queso day. Whoop, whoop.
Pretty sure it's free queso. All right. I Am Number 4 is a crappy movie.
I Am Number 4 is a crappy
That's the one with
movie.
Vanessa Hudgens and that blonde-haired guy, right?
Or the blonde-haired guy, yes.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Beastly or Beastie or something weird like that.
Yeah, I Am Number 4 was not the best movie.
I don't think so.
Oh, there's another one that was it was like the name of like a type of film cartridge. I can't even remember what it's called.
Say it again.
The movie's name was about, I'm pretty sure, aliens, and the name of the movie was like a brand of film. That was the name of it. Was this brand of film they were using in it, because it was like back in the day. The movie was portrayed back in the day. That was a good one. I can't remember what it was called.
So I'm not sure.
Really obsessed with me. Now I just sound like not an alien.
Yeah. So to
Super 8.
Super
8. No.
I know there's I think that's an animated movie.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. But yeah, so one thing to take away from this episode is if you're not an intelligent being, it means you're not an alien. Yeah, straight up. And aliens are super smart.
Even if you're like borderline normal with intelligence, you're not an alien.
No, aliens is like super intelligent.
Yeah, high grade intelligente.
Yeah. Richard is not wearing headphones just because I don't have a second pair or an audio splitter.
Yeah, and no one's going onto our Patreon and giving me money to buy headphones. Jeez, guys.
Yeah, I'm wearing them just so I can monitor our audio, because for those of you who watched episode 6, we made the edits onto it and then was like, oh, this sounds good, let's go. And then after we finished an hour and 5-minute podcast, I went back and the audio sounded absolutely awful. Like I literally deleted it then. I said, I'm sorry. So that's why episode 6 quality.
And also, to be really frank with all of you, he's the brains of the operation, so I don't need them. I trust him. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be any benefits to this with me listening to myself.
Yeah, and it's super weird, but what are your thoughts on the lost cities and the Amazons?
Oh,
is this alien related to?
We're talking about Atlantis?
Are we? Because
that was a lost city. We're talking about El Dorado.
Yeah,
Lost City.
See those? So I mean,
the
Lost
Fountain
Cities,
of Youth.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. That's probably my favorite so far. But then in terms of Lost Cities, are any of those alien related or just Lost Cities? I mean, they could be. Maybe someone's like
Atlantis was first written, I think, by like Homer or something. Thousands of years ago.
Time, yeah.
So in the writings, it was saying how advanced this civilization was, so they can get to like point A to point B, which was like a stupid distance apart from each other in like a really short amount of time.
And then the alien said, nah, you need to calm down.
Calm down. Nuke you real quick. It's like, look, y'all are no good for this mankind thing. This is our TV show, okay? You're not going to come around.
Have you seen Rick and Morty?
I've seen Rick and Morty.
Have you seen
not every single episode.
Have you seen Get Swifty?
I wouldn't pay attention to titles of episodes.
Oh no, it was a very iconic moment in the series. So if you haven't seen it, you probably don't know. There was this one episode where these huge alien heads came and it just like popped in the sky like a cloud essentially, and it was like, hey, well they didn't say this, but essentially the message was, hey, we're an alien race and we're challenging all these different planets to a singing competition. Entertain us.
I have seen this one. I have seen that one.
You die.
Yes,
so
I have seen that one.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Pretty much, Atlantis was no good at singing. They were super smart. Could not sing.
Yeah, and Atlantis, Little Mermaid, Atlantis, right?
Yeah.
And then also Aquaman. They got a lot of good stuff in there.
Well, I think Little Mermaid was from like Atlantica or something. I don't know if they were allowed to use Atlantis.
Yeah, probably.
But same with like the Amazon, the rainforest. There's like, we're just now finding that there was these civilizations there that have become overgrown, right? Because no one's been there for so long. It's always crazy.
Right,
it's a crazy thing.
All right. How often do you guys go live on Facebook? Actually, this is the very first time we've done it. Like literally, we've been wanting to live stream it, but I just didn't have enough microphones and cameras to do so. So this is literally the first time we're doing it. I really enjoy it.
Oh, I am enjoying it so much.
My only I like doing this because everyone can interact and stuff. My only concern is that for those of you like watching or listening on the day it comes out, they're gonna feel a little left out. So for those of you, sorry. Right?
Yeah.
But this is really fun. I enjoy this. We get a lot of feedback. It creates conversation. So we're probably going to go live every time we actually record an episode, I think.
Yeah, most likely. Just make sure you watch it again when it's on YouTube.
Please. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share, Twitter, Patreon.
Yeah, or at least just share it so other people can watch it.
Yeah.
That's going to be the biggest thing. I think this is just way more fun right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Interacting.
Normally we cut them off at like 40 minutes to an hour, but we might go all night.
We might. And that's going to be a lot of editing for the next video.
Big time. All right, let's see. Thoughts on Hollow Earth theory and the aliens living there?
Okay,
I have not heard that one.
We talked about kind of aliens living underground with the lizard
with
people.
The lizards, yeah.
I think the Hollow Earth. I in my head that just doesn't make sense. Obviously I grew up learning that there's like a molten core in the center that helps our gravity. So it
have
does
you ever
that
seen
magnetism.
those movies that's like traveled the journey to the center? Of the Earth?
One had
The Rock.
Brendan Fraser in it.
Yes,
and then one had The Rock in it. Yeah,
and also PETA.
Yeah, also PETA, and there was like dinosaurs underneath it. There was the weird monkey boy.
It was like a different world or whatever.
Yeah. I think that's always a cool thing to think about because we really don't know. I don't even think we'd be able to. Our bodies could physically withstand being so low. And I mean, it's same with like going into the ocean. There's only so deep we can go before the amount of the pressure, the weight of the water
collapse your lungs.
Yeah, you couldn't do it.
Yeah, I know. There was one study or article or something that said that we know more about our space than we do about this ocean floor, which is scary. Because maybe the aliens live in the floor. That's why we can't get down there.
They're just walking down there. Hi, honey. I am home from work today.
Right. SpongeBob SquarePants. They had a lot of those moments too.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of things in SpongeBob SquarePants that don't make sense. So, like how they have a lagoon in the ocean or fire, Cars.
It makes sense if you don't think about it.
And that's the thing about SpongeBob. You can't think about it. Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it for what it is.
All right. No, they actually have found lost cities in the Amazons with advanced civilizations with millions of human beings living there. Not only that, but certain things lining up with True North and whatnot.
Oh, true. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one of the angles of the pyramids do line up with True North. But with the Amazon... With the Amazon, I think it was a lot of it ended up happening when the settlers from Europe ended up coming, pillaging through everything. And then, I mean, why are they going to write about it? Most of the time, these settlers came and they destroyed their entire culture. They burned all their books. They pillaged the people. So why would you write about it? Yeah. Why would you say, hey, guys, I want you to remember these people? You wouldn't. You're like, hey, I'm coming through to take what I can.
Yeah, history only remembers the victors.
Yeah, so,
now,
I mean...
When they're discussing that lost city, are we talking like
Machu Picchu?
Well, I was thinking,
because they didn't find that until I think
who
like
made
the 50s,
the calendar that
60s.
said that the world would end in the year 2000?
Oh, the Aztecs?
Yeah, so are we talking about like those people, or is there like a different civilization that we're talking about? Because
a lot of like the ancient,
just ancient civilizations,
Central South American cultures, they were pillaged, and they all came from. I think the oldest known civilization in the Americas are the Olmecs. They're like super ancient Mexican civilization. They're like the grandparents, like all of the belief systems that most of these civilizations had in that area all stem from the Olmecs.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're old enough, or some people old enough to remember the Legend of the Hidden Temple. It was a Nickelodeon show. It was a game show for kids, and they had these giant talking stone heads. Those stone heads were the big one was called Olmec, because that's what those heads are from.
Okay. Now, is that like the stone heads at the Stone Mountain type deal, or is that different?
Like Stone Mountain? You talking about like Mount Rushmore?
No. I think it's in like England or something. It's
like Stonehenge?
Yeah, Stonehenge.
Oh, well, I mean, that is also
different.
Well, no, these. I mean, I'm talking about like a head of a person.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
not like a statue.
In the statue, head would talk.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
To them, but I mean, Stonehenge is definitely also been related to the extraterrestrial as well, which is really cool, and how it lines up perfectly, I think, with the winter and the summer solstice. And again, how did they do this? Because these are like megalithic pieces of stone. Like we have trouble lifting things like that now with the technologies we have. So how in the world were they able to do it? Aliens. It's the only way.
It's the only thing. The Mayan calendar 2012, that's what it was, yeah.
Mayan, not Aztec. Yeah, that's right.
Let's see. Do you believe that Shark Boy and Lava Girl are still alive looking for Shark Boy's dad?
I think that they are.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta be. In the world of film and entertainment, the standing rule is if you don't see a body, they're not dead.
True.
So, yeah, maybe in 10 years they'll come out with Shark Boy and Lava Girl 2. Bam, they found the dad. Also,
man, let me tell you, that would skyrocket old boy's career back into the stardom. Let me tell you, because I don't think I've seen him since Twilight. You know what I'm talking about, Wolf Boy?
2 things, maybe.
If he came back as older Shark Boy doing karate and stuff,
oh hell yeah!
Who's going to be his dad? We have to cast his dad right now.
So I would say George Lopez just for the hell of it.
No, but he was the bad guy. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Antonio Banderas
literally
is Shark Boy's dad, and he's Shark Man.
Well, I guess Shark Boy would be Shark Man now, so maybe Shark Granddad.
Shark Big Man.
That'd be a Baby Shark live action movie.
That would be hilarious.
Right. All right, we're coming up on about an hour for this. If you want, we can cut this for the video and just keep going.
I like that. So we're going to do our outro real quick. Thanks for everybody coming and joining this episode of the Paper Bag Club. It's been a pleasure talking about aliens with you.
Definitely. So if you just want to check the description for all the links for future content, especially our socials and Patreon, if you want to support us. Other than that, just like, comment, subscribe, bells for notification, all that. Leave comments down so we can have more topics to discuss.
Yeah, and if you have questions for this episode too, feel free to comment again in the next episode. We'll definitely go through and make sure we're going through and answering all those questions.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Aliens.
Aliens.
1,
I didn't
2,
realize
3. Aliens.